Before I say anything in this video, I first need to get this crazy ass story out of my head. How this video got in the making is real crazy. So I was just like on a trip with my mom on some random shit, and I just walked into a store also on some random shit, and then I see Ralla. I see like, what are the chances? Like, I see Ralla in the shop, so I step up to Ralla and I explain him what my idea was for this video, and he just hopped on it, and so here we are today. So this is my second collab video, a series that I've been wanting to continue for a while now, because the pineapple one was super fun to make and also was a success. You guys really liked it. So I hate to do this, but if you aren't subscribed, subscribe, because I have a crazy ass audience that isn't subscribed. You are watching my videos, but you aren't subscribed. You can undo it at any time, just know that, and there's no questions asked. It just instantly is unsubscribed. So today we got here this synthy ass melody. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. So the first sound I started off with was this one shot from Producer Grind from a Poison kit. I will put this up on the screen. It's a very nice one shot, but it's really heavy on the ears. It's very loud, very synthy. So I cut out some lows, added a chorus on top of it, and then I added this sauce, which is this is really big. What y'all need to keep like centered in y'all heads is that we are working in Ableton.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Trap is mostly made in FL Studio, so it's made with the tools that are provided in FL Studio, the tools that are provided in Logic, you know, but we are working in Ableton, so we need to use those differences from other DAWs in our advantage. When you do that, you really use your own DAW as in an advantage to stand out from the rest a little bit more, and that is what I did here. I went up to these audio effect racks, which you can check up here. This is an audio effect rack which you can drag in, but when you click on this triangle, it's gonna bring up all the presets that Ableton has made for you before you just do anything to the device. I went in here and I just picked up a random thing. It was probably from modulation and rhythmic. I put it in there and it just made the sound like 1,000 times better. And then I have a reverb, which I'm gonna show y'all the effect of in a few seconds. So for listening to the sound, I'm gonna turn this off so y'all don't get distracted, and just let's listen here to this instrument. Very simple pattern. I use these half steps to create some darker vibes. Half steps always give that sort of dark, evil vibe, so keep that in mind if you want to go for that. Also in YEAT melodies, you can go multiple directions. He has like happy songs, he has sad songs, he has, you know, the melancholic songs, the dark songs. He has everything. He has the evil shit. He has everything, literally everything. So I wanted to go for the evil YEAT in this part. And what's also very interesting is that I use these two notes to start it off, to give it a beginning, and then in the second bar I just punched in with these two notes again to just, you know, fill in where in the first measure we left some notes out. And that's what these notes are doing. They're just giving a little bit more context to the first two notes in the bar, in the sentence. Further on, I just played with the notes, just went up one half step higher to make it even more dark, and just switched it around, played around a bit with it. And when you add those effects on top of it, which I just explained to you, you get this, which is a lot better than the original sound. Still, without the reverb and the special effect from Ableton, it still sounds pretty dry. Let's hear it. That phaser audio effect rack is doing a lot. And then for the second part, I just reversed it, put it an octave down. I probably even slowed it down. Yeah, I might even have slowed it down. And then I just took the first part of that and just duplicated that over. So it isn't really the full sentence that you got here. I duplicated a few times over, appended like to 15 left, just for being able to hear the multiple melodies and really so you can differentiate them from each other. That's really the goal of this panning. For that rendered out part that I slowed down, I added this EQ, which I cut out a lot of the lows, as you can see. Also cut out some mids because there were some like weird hissing noises which I really didn't want in there. Stock reverb from Ableton in there at a 29%. Now to go on, I had this other top line on top of it which had a randomizer on top of it so that the notes are a little bit put off velocity wise, so that you have a note that's a little bit softer and then one note that's a little bit harder, just to create some more differences, create some more bounce in there. The instrument of this sound is the short strings from the free orchestra in Contact. This is a really high-end Contact bank, which is free, by the way. I'm gonna show you that in a few seconds because there's a second part. I think after I got that down, I was asking to myself, like, which melody do I want to add? Well, because it was real bouncy, I also wanted a melody that kept a little bit more track of where we are in the section, so a more simple pattern, a slower pattern. And then I went for these notes in here, took the root note 2 half steps down, which usually creates a pretty emo, pretty sad vibe, but I thought it fitted in this evil theme too, so I'm gonna let you guys hear it. When you hear it dry like that, it doesn't really make a lot of sense because it sounds a little bit cheap, but it was really what I was going for. I'm already speaking against myself because I use the tool that is included into FL Studio, so I'm kind of a hypocrite, but I think it's a pretty overlooked device in FL Studio. I don't think a lot of FL Studio users actually use this, but yeah, there's not really like an oversight of the presets. Apparently it's the Force preset, which is a Donatello instrument. I don't really know what that means, but I just used it. There's not really a lot going on in this plugin, as you can see. Then I had a high cut on top of this, and I had a low cut to just cut out some bottom. I really don't want a lot of bass in my melodies. The next thing I might have added was this bell. I'm gonna show you the pattern right away. It's I guess the root note. I'm not really sure. No, it's not at the root note. Yeah, it really is the root note. This isn't the root note. This is the root note. No, it's not the root. It's not even the root note. Bruh, don't care about these notes. Listen to it. Trust your ears. If it sounds right, it probably does. This little pattern that you see over here is something I learned from my boy Pineapple. He really does a lot of patterns where he leaves some space at the beginning of a phrase and then he lets the bell hit twice. It's really tasty in the end. So I'm gonna let you guys hear what that sounds like on its own. Then the pattern went down 1 half step and then 2 half steps. The thing that sauced this a little bit up was this instrument sound design. I also cut out some lows, but that doesn't really matter. I used this delay at a 16% and a 36 dry wet, and I had it at I just set it at 8th notes. Pretty basic. Didn't do anything to this EQ, which is real weird. I always tweak the EQ of delay in Ableton. I love to do that. It's an amazing device. This thing makes sure that the notes are really ringing out for a long ass time, and I really love this. This really gives a lot of extra ear candy, will you call it that, to add to the melody. After that, I probably added this violin, which was a little bit too much, and so I skipped it over to the second part. But there's actually something important going on in the sound design of it, because I turned up the attack a little bit. Usually I turn up the saturation, but I didn't do that in this case. So let's just look at the pattern from here. It's pretty much the same from our lead in the beginning. It's just a little bit of extra notes, really using the half step distance between notes. That really creates a lot of dark vibes, a lot of repetitiveness in there. Also important when you're making these type of melodies. Let's just hear the pattern on its own. Now for the last part of this melody, I wanted to go a little bit more in the direction of textury sounds and effects kind of sounds. So I went into search and I went over to the effects, clicked in the Space Adventure 1, cut out a lot of the lows, and I put a finisher micro on there, which is a free plugin. It looks really nice, really simple, just like the Autogun from FL Studio. One knob, really nothing to it. It's the Infinity preset. Everyone uses that preset. It chops your sound into pieces, and then it just sprays it like a how would you call that, like a spray, like a fountain, something like that. Pitches it up an octave or something. It's really nice, especially when you automate it. That's also some big sauce right there. So when you add all that together, I just added in this one note, which is incredibly simple, of course, and you're gonna hear what it does. Now let's move over to Ralla Studio. He's gonna break down how we flip this loop into a record, basically.
Ah, shit. Hey, my name is Ralla Beats, brothers. First of all, I want to thank George for this motherfucking fire sample. It's harder than a fucking brick wall. This fool just pulled up on me on some let's collab shit, so here we are collabing on a beat. Yeah, let me show you how I flip the sample. I'm gonna pick my nose first. Yeah, now that's done, let's get to the screen, man. Hey, we're trying some different camera angles. Shit, I'm dying.
Hey, get in.
To be honest, I don't really remember how I did the beat, but I'm gonna try my best to explain it. So I started off with chopping that shit up. For the intro, I put a equalizer effect that goes like this. It's on the master. It just pops up like this. Whoop. For some special dramatic effects, I added this layer under it, and I added the bass. Moving on, we got a riser and a second riser, and then the tag. Yeah, that bitch hard. For this, I added a little padding. I added this shit using a plug sound from the new Pyroglades one-shot kit. I'm gonna be reviewing that kit in a video on my channel, so watch out for that. Shameless plug. Yeah, I added this sound underneath it. Is the bell that George was talking about. Like crazy with the crazy delays and shit. The Cosmic 808. If you want that 808, George can link it in the bio. I'ma send it to him so y'all can enjoy this 808 too. Yeah, that hoe go crazy. We added a snare and some simple 2 steps, a dramatic effect, George's stack. Yeah, and then we added the top layer. It's the
Stop it.
For the second part, I just made the plug sound unique, and I put it an octave higher, so it went like a roller coaster up in energy. I also added the bell. A second clap. And then here for the second part, or the third part, I don't know what you want to call it, I added a different clap and a different 808. So we start off the second half with a reverse 808. That goes like that, bam, and just with a standard Z 808 on top of that beat. Alright.
No need to shout.
Sorry for screaming. I see my mic going red and shit. I'm gonna turn it down a bit. I'm fucking with this camera angle, y'all. Y'all fucking with this camera angle? Let me drink some coffee.
Hey, yo, what the?
Okay. Bounce, bounce, yeah, bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah, it's just a simple 808. And yeah, you can hear this violence. It's all in the sample, bro. He did like 60% of the work. I just put that shit together, you feel me? If the sample good, the beat, the drums are easy. Underneath the violence, I put this arcade sound, this eerie arcade sound. Makes you fly. Everything together sounds like this. And then we go to the second half. We got another plug sound coming in. Shit just got real, bro. Yeah. Ooh, damn. So I did basically the same thing. I put this pattern an octave up. For that ramp up effect. This, I don't remember how I did. I pitched this shit up. What the fuck is this? I normalize it. Wait. Yeah, I think it's also just a part of the sample I reversed. Just to bring something special so it wouldn't stay the same, basically. Reintroduce the bell. By the way, drop a fucking like in the comments or subscribe to my man George, bro. What was I talking about? I introduced the bell here again. And then we go back to the original 808, the Cosmic 808, dog.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Yeah, dog. And I reversed some 808. I got in a different this shit. I thought it fit the I thought it fit the beat really well, so that's what I did. And then I basically copied that whole a second time. And that's the fucking beat, man. That's the goddamn beat. Hey, yo, once again, shout out to my boy George. He's a fire producer. I'm sorry we transitioned from Ableton to FL Studio, but yeah, maybe that's a collision of two worlds y'all like to see. So, fuck it, man. Stop hating on FL Studio, you Ableton users. And FL Studio's users, stop hating on Ableton users. We should all collide. See what happens if we collide, bro. Good things happen. Alright. Thanks again to George for this opportunity, man. Subscribe to his channel. Download his free drum kit in the description. Download my 808. And yeah, man. Wash your face. Wash your face, bro. Just wash your face.